Welcome back to Creasonomics with your special host, Mr. Gray. As I told you yesterday, I was coming back today with another release that I was able to receive this week. It's a couple, like I said, it's a couple days late. Always disappointing, but rather late than never, if you ask me. Either way, without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. So today we have the Jordan 1 Tokyo. So the Jordan 1 Tokyo was based off of the original sneaker that dropped in 2001, which was dubbed actually the Jordan 1 Japan, or the Jordan 1 Japan Gray, the Jordan 1. It was different variations of the name, but most commonly you see the Jordan 1 Japan Gray or Jordan 1 Japan. This one is dubbed, the current one that was released last week is dubbed the Jordan 1 CO.JP Tokyo. Regardless, they are very similar shoes, but this shoe is, well, they're both good shoes, but this shoe has a couple slight variations from the original. So first, you start with the box. My box was beat up a little bit. It's a silverish gray box, I don't have any others like this, so this is pretty neat. Of course, I can't wear the box, so it doesn't matter that much, but I don't like the fact that the box is beat up a bit. Colors read as neutral gray and metallic silver. So I'm not gonna lie, so like I said, a lot of times I'm literally fresh getting the sneaker in the mail. So I probably got the sneaker in the mail about an hour ago, and I'm just now jumping out here to show you guys. So you have the tissue paper here, which has a bunch of Michael Jordans, and then it says 2001, 2020, basically showing that the first shoe dropped in 2001, and now you got the second rendition of this shoe dropping now in 2020. Jordan has seemed to be on a tear of retroing and bringing back some old school shoes that have never been redone, and I can't lie, I love it a lot. So I don't own the 2001, but now I own the 2020, and this is what you got here. So before I give my little comments and what I think about it and everything and so on, just give you guys a quick little turnaround. There we go. Take a good look at that tongue. So, as the original pair, as the 2001 pair, the 2020 pair also has that jeweled wings logo. Same wings logo. All the colors are the exact same as the original shoe. You have you have several grays and you have several silvers. The tumbling is exactly the same between the 2001 and the 2020 shoe. On the toe box, you actually have some tumbling there. Let's see if I give you a slight angle, you can see that. And then you have some tumbling right here on the heel, but the lower heel is where the tumbling that resembles the toe box tumbling is. But up here at the upper part of the heel, there's no tumbling actually on that leather. That's just more of that's a little bit smoother of a leather. Close, but not exactly the same. The real tumbling, the first best tumbling on this shoe, like I said, is on the toe box, and on the lower heel. But it smooths out as you get to the upper heel. The rest, then you also have the swoosh, but the swoosh doesn't really. Actually, the swoosh mimics the same tumbling or lack of tumbling thereof on the upper part of the heel. So they both have the lack of tumbling kind of on the swoosh and the upper heel. But once again, as I love repeating myself, on the lower heel and the toe box, you have a decent amount of good tumbling there. The rest of the shoe, as you can see, it's a nice smooth suede. It's like a matte gray color with it's really good smooth suede. It feels really premium. I'm not gonna lie here. I really like this shoe. Let me do once again. I know I keep on giving you the same turnaround, but the biggest difference between this shoe and I guess that's where what the main conversation is, and it's not a bad thing, not a good thing, but I love it. The biggest difference between the 2020 and the 2001 version is that tongue, that beautiful tumbled leather tongue. So the 2001 version had a tumbled leather tongue also, but instead of Nike Air on it, it had the Jumpman logo here. And then there's like 3 stitchings kind of going through, like there's stitching going through here, and then like 2 double stitches going through the bottom of the Jordan Jumpman logo. Here you just have that Nike Air. The tumbling though does exist on both the 2001 and 2020 versions. So that's one thing that keeps them alive. So these 2 shoes, the 2 variations of these shoes, is not much variation. They're about 90% the same shoe. One thing also you have here is you actually have, like on the tissue paper, you have the 2001, 2020 with the Jumpman logo on the back of the tongue. One thing to show you is you also have the Jumpman and, let's see. You guys keep playing with me. You know I don't want to pull it out. I'm not. So you have CO.JP, like I said, is in the name. Jordan 1, CO.JP Tokyo is what it's been dubbed as or called the most on most websites. Right there on the insole. Other than that, that is what you have for the most part. Oh, the one thing that I had to read about, I wouldn't have noticed this because I don't pay a lot of attention to laces, but so one thing that was mentioned in the articles I've read about it is the shoelaces are actually slimmer and less fatter than most of them. They're a little bit slimmer, which is probably difficult to see here on video, but it's actually more noticeable in hand. So what I'm going to do here, I know it's not fair to compare 2 shoes that have nothing to do with each other, but if it were between the Jordan 1 satins and the Jordan 1 satin snakes that I had reviewed yesterday and these Jordan 1 Tokyos, which one would I prefer to have? Even though that is a tough answer, I have both, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But if I could only have one, even though I love the color, that kind of Chicago-ish color blocking on the satin snake, I am therefore Mr. Gray. And there is a lot of gray in this sneaker, and I have a lot of gray shirts. Maybe I'm boring, but anyway, I have a lot of gray shirts in my wardrobe, or so we call it. And this shoe is almost an identity shoe for me. This is a must-have. I really can't wait to put this on foot. This is gonna look good. This is gonna look real good. So if I had to give up one shoe and keep one, I'd give up the satin snake and I'd actually keep this. That's probably not the popular answer you're gonna get. I actually have not looked at what the prices for these are doing right now. So you know they're more than likely retail for about, I'm sure about $170 unless they charge the premium. Yep. They retail for $170, and my size, the last one sold for $287. I only see the future of these rising, as most Jordan 1s do, but this one tends to be, of course the satin snakes are rising faster, but these are going to rise also. The one last thing I want to tell you about these before I let you go is there were exclusive pair released, of course, in Tokyo. And they basically the exclusive pair came with a beautiful suitcase. I really wanted to get it, but I could not find myself spending over $1,000, even though I really want that suitcase. But I'm not spending what people are asking for. But either way, the exclusive release was in Tokyo, and only 2020 sneakers were released. I'm happy for you guys that got it. Wish it could have been me, but it wasn't, so it is what it is. Either way, this is a dope pickup. I would definitely say you should go out and get it. I know I'm a little bit biased, like I said, Mr. Gray here, but it's definitely a hot cop. It's not a drop, it's a pickup, so go in, guys, and get this while the prices are low. I'm sure by the end of the year it's going to be over $300, so don't play around, guys. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Mr. Gray out.